Hey guys, it's Ivory. Welcome to my channel. So today I'm doing a full face of products under Nope, not 15. I already did that video. I'm doing a full face of products $10 and under. I did do a video where I use a full face of affordable / drugstore products under $15. I'll put it up here in the suggested if you're interested. But this time I decided to go a little bit cheaper and I'm gonna do you one better. All of the products that I'm using are from the drugstore. If you can find it in a Walmart, a CVS, a Walgreens, Myers, Target, Rite Aid, then I included it. I know some people don't like when you include affordable products such as ColourPop or BH Cosmetics because some people want to actually see the product versus ordering online, and I totally get it. I'm definitely the same way when it comes to concealers and foundations. I never like to do them online. So that's why I decided I just wanted this video to be only drugstore, and I also made sure that almost all of the products that I use today are different than my 15 and under video. I know some products may not work for you in that one, so I wanted to give a variety. Before we get into the video, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I post new videos every Wednesdays and Sundays and post occasional bonus videos throughout the week. So if you want to see how I created this look with products that are $10 and under, then please keep on watching. Starting out with primer, I'm using the Master Prime. This is the Blur and Pore Minimize one. If you are looking for a dupe for the Smashbox Photo Finish, this is a really great one. It's not as thick as the Smashbox one, but it is a lot cheaper, so there's that. How are we feeling about this half up, half down do? I feel like it looks very Ariana Grande-esque. This hair is from yesterday's video. I did the Ipsy bag for January, and when I went to edit that video, Jesus Christ, the frizz that I saw, it was insane. And if you watch my video where I do a tutorial on curling my hair, I say that I don't like putting product in my hair. It feels gross. So today I didn't want to put product in my hair to get rid of the frizz, so I just put it up because if my hair is in a ponytail, I like it to be a little bit frizzy because then it looks extra voluminous. But I almost never put my hair up like this. I usually have it in a full ponytail or like a sumo wrestler bun. Girls with super thin hair, when they do a messy bun, it like flops and it looks cute, but people with thick hair, it just sticks at the very top and it looks like a baked good. So that is why I can't wear cute buns with my outfit. I don't think anyone feels bad for me for having super thick hair. You're all like, yeah, that's not a real problem. Moving on to foundation, I'm using both the Maybelline Superstay as well as the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made Foundation. I think if you go online, Maybelline's foundation is over $10, but I always go to Walmart and get it, and it's always just under $10. So don't buy it on the website, just buy it in store. Whenever I buy makeup products, I almost always buy them at Walmart now. The same products there versus Myers, it's always cheaper at Walmart, so I just go there now. And I also like to mix the two together because the Maybelline Superstay is a really great full coverage foundation, but right here where my smile line is, it cracks after 8 or 9 hours. And the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made Foundation, if I wear that one alone, it doesn't crack right here, but it's like a medium full coverage for me. So mixing the two together makes it a little bit more full coverage and a little bit more matte so that it doesn't crack right here. Next up for concealer, I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. This is in the shade Light. And I'm gonna apply that under my eyes, on my forehead, the bridge of my nose, as well as my chin. And I would say this is a medium buildable coverage. And if you notice, I don't really put foundation where my concealer is, like at least not a lot of it, because I know I'm going in with a concealer. So I don't like to really cake it on, especially under my eyes. I don't really put foundation under my eyes ever. I know a lot of people say like, I want that extra coverage, but if you have a full coverage or a really good coverage concealer, then that really isn't necessary. And then to set my entire face, can you guess what I'm using? I use it in every single video. It is the Coty Airspun in the shade Translucent Extra Coverage. I absolutely love this powder. I swear by it. I know a lot of people don't like the smell. I've gotten used to it. So whenever I use other powders, I'm like, where's that smell? I've tried the Maybelline Fit Me loose powder, and that one actually is very good too. My only thing with that is it's double the price and it's a fraction of the amount of product actually in the container. This just seems more cost effective. But I think I'm ready to finally try another loose powder. So if you have a favorite one, let me know. And while this is baking, I'm gonna do my brows. I'm using the Wet n Wild retractable brow pencil. This is in the shade medium brown. It has a triangular tip. It's not like a small tip pencil. So it kind of has the shape of the Anastasia brow definer versus the Brow Wiz. You kind of have to press hard to get the pigment to show up, but I don't really mind that because one, it's so cheap, and two, I'm naturally really heavy-handed with my brows anyways. So even when I press hard, not too much pigment is coming out. So I don't have to worry about overdoing it. And the one drawback about this is because of the shape, it is a little hard to get those hair-like strokes. It more so is just to fill in your brows if you already have somewhat full brows, which really works out for me. So if you have very sparse brows and you're looking to create hairs, I don't know if this is going to be good for you. Next, we're going to contour. I'm using the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette. This is in the shade Dulce de Leche. And I'm going to use this to add some dimension back into my face. This is my first time using it. I borrowed it from a friend. I think the shade looks pretty nice, blending in really nicely. It is a little bit warmer than my Benefit Hoola Bronzer, which is my all-time favorite one, but I do not hate this at all. I'm also going to go in with an E62 brush and use this to contour very lightly because this is a little bit darker than what I'm used to. And then I'm also going to go in with a brush from BH Cosmetics. This is just a fluffy brush, and I'm going to use this as our transition shade today. It's been a while since I've done my base first. Usually I've been doing my eyes lately just because I like to be prepared about what look I'm going to do, but I was feeling wild today. So whatever look I'm doing, me and you both don't know. It could be great, it could be a disaster, we have no idea. Let's find out together. With an E48 brush, I'm actually gonna go into this vanilla shade and I'm gonna brighten my under eyes. I don't really ever do this, but it's here, so I just thought, why not? And then for blush, I'm going in with a Morphe E4 and I am using this blush by Milani. This is in the shade Romantic Rose. This is a completely matte and I really love the shade of this. The one thing is it's a little hard to get the pigment, like you kind of have to really rub into this to get it to show up. But once you get that pigment on there, it is really pretty. I think it's really easy to build and it never looks super heavy on you just because of the shade. At least for my skin tone. Whenever I really pile this on, it never looks super heavy. I'm also gonna just add a little bit to the nose just because I don't know. That's what I'm feeling today. And with my Morphe sponge, I am just going to carve out my cheekbones. Moving on to the eyes, I am using the Maybelline City Mini palettes. This is the Rooftop Bronzes one. The quality of these shadows is amazing. They have a lot of color payoff. The one issue I have with this is that there is no matte shade. They're all shimmers. So that's why I use the contour shade as my transition shade. So that is one drawback of this. I know the other palettes, there are a mixture of mattes and shimmers. This just happens to be one that doesn't have a matte in it. Starting off with a damp 166 brush, I am first going into this gold shade and I'm gonna apply that to the inner third of my eye. I've had this palette for so long and I never use it because, okay, it's so stupid. So when I first started my channel, I wanted to buy a bunch of products to like review and try out for you guys. I went and bought all these products, but my dumbass naturally gravitated towards neutrals and golds and bronzes. So I bought like 3 palettes that look pretty much exactly the same, just from different brands. So I have these shades in a different palette that I use, the BH Cosmetics one. So I never reached for this because I bought 3 of the exact same thing. And then going on top of the gold, I'm gonna add this gold. This one has more sparkle to it and it has multiple reflex in it. So it just gives it a nice pop. Using another damp Morphe M166 brush, I'm going in with the L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadow. This is in the shade Golden Emerald. It's just this really beautiful green. And I'm gonna apply that to the middle third. And this is gonna be the largest section because I want the green to show more than any of the other colors. As much as I love this shadow, I just don't reach for it only because I am over my single shadow phase, I'd rather get something from a palette than have to reach for a bunch of different single shadows, because most of my looks require 5 different colors. Seems like a lot of wasted time picking up and putting down things. And then going in with the Elizabeth Mott Tapered Blending Brush, I am going into this chocolatey shade from the City Mini palette, and I'm going to use this on the outer third of my lid. And I'm gonna also flick it up a little bit. Even though this is a shimmer, when you use a fluffy brush, it's not too obvious. Right, and then I'm just gonna take this time to blend out all of the colors so that they look really seamless and they kind of just fade into one another. Next off, I am using the Maybelline Eye Studio Gel Liner. This is in the shade Black is Black. And I'm just gonna add a wing. I'm going in with the Maybelline Eye Studio Single Shadow. This is in the shade Night Sky. It is just a matte black shadow. I'm going to use a tiny precision pencil to set my gel liner. Oh crap, the black just flew down. This is what I get for doing my eyes second. What do I do? Hopefully, if I just add some translucent powder, it'll just wipe away. It didn't completely wipe it away. I'm just gonna get some translucent powder and also stamp it right here just to kind of sharpen everything. I'm gonna wipe it away over here because it's been baking for a really long time. With a pencil brush, I'm going in with this shade right here, the horizontal one, and I'm going to apply this to both my inner corner as well as my brow bone. And then on top of that, I'm actually going in with another brow bone and inner corner highlight. This is the City Color City Chic eyeshadow. This is in the shade Skinny Latte. It is like a really pretty off-white color and it really brightens up everything. I also use this to highlight on a lot of people that are super fair, and it always turns out really nice, so I love the shade. To set my brows, I'm using the Maybelline Brow Precise Fiber Volumizer. If you have really thick brows and you don't need to fill them in, this has a tint to it and it will coat your brows and add a little bit of color to them so that it kind of just fills them in a little bit more without having to actually use a pencil. All right, let's just wipe this away. With an e.l.f. eyeliner brush, I'm going back in with the contour kit and I'm going to use the brown shade to tightline my lower lash line. It's a little hard to see it, so I'm actually gonna go in with this dark brown and I'm just gonna go over top of it. Okay. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. For mascara, I'm going in with the Maybelline Colossal Big Shot. I got this in waterproof just because I already have a non-waterproof mascara, and I always like to have one of each, like one waterproof and one non on deck. I recently did a wear test using the Huda Beauty Faux Filter foundation, and I also used this for the first time. Like, I actually wore it for more than a couple hours. This held up really nicely. It didn't smear on my lower lash line. So if you're looking for a good mascara on your lower lash line that won't smear, this one is actually really good. For lips, I'm using the Milani Amore Matte Lip Cream. This is in the shade Loved. I wore this all the time. This is probably one of my favorite liquid lipsticks up to date. I swatched it on my hand the other day, and when I wiped it off, it stayed for like 2 days, and my husband was like, oh my god, it's still on your hand. I'm like, yeah, this has a lot of staying power, honey. And I don't know if you can see, but right here, I have a blood spot because my dog bumped into me and she made me bite my lip. So it's very tender right there. With a Morphe M501 brush, I'm going in with this gold shade right here. And I'm actually going to use that to highlight. I said this in one of my other videos, but I love using eyeshadow to highlight. These especially, they're so smooth. And it makes things a lot easier because then you don't have to buy a separate highlighter. It's just all in one. I'm also going to take a pencil brush and add that to the tip of my nose as well as the bridge. And then lastly, to set it all in, I'm using the Milani Make It Last. And this is the final look, guys. I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like this video and feel free to comment down below what other types of videos you'd like to see from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!